Really become a better piano player in 2024. You're already playing, and then over time you will see that maybe you're stuck and you're not progressing, you're not advancing, you're more like walking around the clock and everything. You're not progressing as a piano player. So in this very video, I'm going to help you solve that problem by giving you 9 tips that will help you to become a better piano player in 2024. I believe this is going to be very helpful to you. So do well to subscribe to YouTube channel at Pianist, and then follow us on Facebook as well. And do well to watch this video to the very end, because the last tip will actually be more helpful than the first. So basically, to get back into the video, the first tip here is to practice regularly. Majority of us are caught up in the web of life. Life is so busy. You go to work, you do this, you run this, you run that, you run that. So all of us get too busy to actually practice. Now, practicing regularly does not really mean, some people used to practice once in a week, some 3 times in a week. But the whole idea is, if you can squeeze in at least 30 minutes to practice detailedly every single day, that would be even more effective than practicing once a week, twice in a week. If you can channel at least 30 minutes into practicing consistently, because the whole idea is to build consistency. And then it's not about how long you practice what you're practicing, it's about what you're practicing and how you're practicing it. So if you have a good, really piano instructor, it's going to help you to maximize your practice time to be able to bring out the best of the results in a really short time, because the whole idea is consistency and practicing regularly. Tip number 2 here is focusing on technique. Sometimes all we struggle for is passing chords here and there, licks, lines, rips and runs and everything. We most times lose out on the basic things that we're actually supposed to be practicing, like scales, chord formations, music theory, improving our repertoire, as in playing different kinds of music and all of those good stuff. We actually miss out on those good stuff because we're trying to run after riffs, runs, licks, passing chords, those advanced concepts. We miss out on techniques like hand positioning. How do you play what you're playing? Understanding, how well do you understand what you're doing? So you actually need to focus more on those basic things that you're supposed to be doing, rather than chasing shadows. The number 3 tip here is to understand music theory. Theory is basically statements that try to explain things. Right? They try to explain things for better understanding. That's basically what it is. So if you're already playing the piano, or you're already a musician and you don't know what music theory is, or you feel is boring, you're doing yourself a lot of disservice. Actually, doing yourself a lot of disservice. But music theory is what tries to explain music, explain what is behind it, how to do what, when to do what, where, how, when, all those kind of questions. Music theory is what tries to explain it to you in its own way. So you actually need a proper understanding of music theory to be able to become a better musician that you want to become as a pianist. Tip number 4 is sight read often. Now, most people think sight reading is only for classical players, and that's not actually correct. We have different kinds of stuff. We have the grand stuff, we have chord charts, we have cheat sheets, we have tonic solfa staffs, we have bass guitar tabs, we have drum tabs, drum sheets, bass guitar sheet music, and different kinds of sheet music for different instruments, even for piano. And then you can actually, if playing by ear is your thing, I think having a proper understanding of a grand staff, a cheat sheet, a lead score, and all those tonic solfa staffs are very important and vital skills you actually need to develop along the line, because if you develop all these things, it will give you an edge in the competitive market that you already place yourself as a pianist. Because being a pianist right now in 2024 is actually very competitive, because there are a lot of them and they are everywhere. So basically, try to sight read as often as possible, because sight reading is a skill. You can look for any of this stuff that I've mentioned and then do more research about it and then learn more about it and try to do it as often as you can, because the more you do it, the better you become at it. And then tip number 5 is to play different kinds of music. Most times the reason why you're not improving or developing or seeing the improvements you want to see as a piano player or as a musician now is because your majority of us are glued to playing gospel music, so we just remain there, and that alone restricts your creativity to the gospel world. Explore different kinds of music. When you open yourself to learn different, you might be learning to play jazz, you might be learning gospel, you might be learning blues, learning reggae, different kinds of music out there that you can actually open yourself to, and then it will increase your repertoire, your horizon, and where you can draw from. It will increase the strength of your arsenal and the kind of information you have and your skill sets, your dexterities and all of that. So when you play different kinds of music, it opens your understanding. You understand? Basically, and before you know it, those development that you'll be struggling to see for a long time, you actually get to see them for yourself. And then our tip number 6 is to record yourself and listen back regularly. So even when you're practicing, when you're playing, maybe in the live, in a gig or whatever, in church, try to record yourself. So that way, when you record yourself, you can go back after the event and listen to yourself and see what you did well, your strengths, your weaknesses, so that next time you can actually work on them. You can actually send them back to your instructor, and then it will help you to maximize your strength, and then reduce and work on your weaknesses as well. Tip number 7 is also linked to tip number 6, which is seek feedback. Seeking feedback might be just asking randomly, how did I do? How's my playing? Stuff like that. How can I best improve myself? Just asking random people. It might be your mentor, people you look up to, your listeners. In the private though, you can ask them. So their tips will also help you to help develop yourself, to help you develop those areas. And it's okay, you play really well, but so part of the song is, stuff like that will actually help you to actually grow. And then last on my list is to set achievable goals. Everybody wants to play like the elect. Everybody wants to play like SMJ. Everybody wants to play like what's this guy, Deji Keys and all of that. Those bosses like Mastercraft. Everybody wants to play like them. But the truth is, sometimes the goals we set for ourselves, they are way too high. And the best way to achieve them is actually to cut them down into pieces. If you're just starting, or maybe you've been playing, how do you not get better to start playing like SMJ? I would advise you listen to people like them. Those people that you want to sound like, listen to more of them, and then get to understand the way they see things. So when you get to understand and try to go closer to them and see the way they see music, it will also help you to sound like them, and then it will also help you to achieve your goals. I don't know, whatever your goals is, as long as you can break it down into pieces, you can achieve it. So basically, if you've been able to watch this video to this very part, thank you so much. Do well to like, do well to subscribe, do well to share and drop your comments, and then do well to support this channel with financial donations, because we're looking at acquiring more gadgets so that we can produce more better content for you guys. Till we come your way again, do well to follow Piano Gnist on Facebook and on YouTube, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Peace, one love.